Hi, it's Dwyer, December 1st, 2022. GamblersAdvisory.com, a free site. BettingAngle.us, a free site. Let's talk about the third fight, the heavyweight championship. Tyson Fury, the champ, against Derek Chisora. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, let me just say, these men have fought 2 times already, right? From the view of a fan in the cheap seats, let's offer some advice to Derek Chisora. In my opinion, he's fighting one of history's better heavyweight champions, right, folks? You're talking about height that Ali didn't have. You're talking about a guy who, on the outside, like Ali, can lean backward to avoid punches. Right? You're talking about a guy who, when he has the jab popping and he's on his back foot, even against a slugger, like Vladimir Klitschko, can win every slow round. Has the timing down where he can put both of his hands behind his back and ridicule the champ and win rounds without throwing a lot of punches, right? That Vladimir Klitschko fight, quite frankly, is one of the heavyweight division's masterpieces. That's a great performance. But I need for people to understand that we all have weaknesses. There is an opening here. I'm just wondering if Derek Chisora is the man to take it. There are 2 Tyson Furies, right? There's the one I've mentioned on his back foot, the mobile jab. Think Ali. With a wrinkle. Tyson Fury's ambidextrous. You'll notice that he can have his left shoulder in front of him. You'll notice from the outside he can have his right shoulder in front of him. He has a punch variety that allows him to keep you guessing on what he's throwing. So much so that in the Deontay Wilder rematch, at one point he knocks Wilder down on a body shot. And Wilder looks completely surprised by it. Has no idea, given Fury's movement and outside stance, what Fury's going to throw. Right? There's the height, and that's near unprecedented in heavyweight history, coupled with the ability to lean backward like Vitaly Klitschko. They're the feints that control rhythm, that render even a dangerous puncher with a left hook and a straight right, like Vladimir Klitschko, unable to throw either for rounds. Right? The feints. Fury has enough hand speed. Like Terence Crawford, he isn't a freak athlete. Right? This is not Ray Leonard. This is not Floyd Mayweather. Right? Fury is getting by on knowledge and skill, but he has enough hand speed to keep people from diving in the pocket. Right? Vladimir Klitschko was afraid to dive at Fury. Understand too, Fury can knock you out. Right? He drops Deontay Wilder in 2 different fights. His last fight, he dropped Dillian White. Right? A guy who just went the distance with Jermaine Franklin. A guy who went the distance with Joseph Parker. Right? He didn't go the distance with Tyson Fury. Right? You also have the ring coverage. Fury is a master at spacing. You'll notice in the second Wilder fight, he sticks his hand out just like Terence Crawford, really his brother from another mother. Stuck his hand out repeatedly against Sean Porter to get the distance, right? Because these fighters have figured out that you could only do certain things at certain distances. In that Wilder rematch, Fury sticks his hand out, right, to make sure that he's outside the range of Wilder's straight right hand, which might be the best punch in the heavyweight division. And Fury was able to land his own straight right hands. He has ring coverage. Derek Chisora doesn't want to face the outside Tyson Fury. That's a mismatch. Understand how good Tyson Fury's back foot outside game is. Any heavyweight who can't move, Andy Ruiz, Zhang Zhili, is going to have a problem getting close enough to Tyson Fury to hurt him. Well, let's talk about the other Tyson Fury, the inside Tyson Fury. Derek Chisora knows him well because when the guys fought earlier, Tyson Fury came inside on Derek Chisora, who's supposed to be an inside fighter, right? Wasn't that Derek Chisora inside on Usyk? Wasn't that Derek Chisora inside on Joseph Parker? Wasn't that Derek Chisora constantly crashing the pocket against David Haye? Against Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora gets Fury's back up against the ropes, crashes the pocket on him, only to find out that Tyson Fury, with his back up against the ropes, is a dangerous man inside. I believe both of these guys firmly understand that Tyson Fury is better on the inside than is Derek Chisora. Right now, understand something here. You find out about who a fighter really is when he's hurt, right? When he's hurt, he goes with his best option. He understands, hey, if I don't survive this next minute, this might be it for me. So against Otto Wallin, Tyson Fury gets cut. The cut is gushing. Fury's title is on the line. The fight could have been called, right? We were praising the cut man after the fight. The cut man didn't do that good a job. That cut was gushing 15 seconds into every round. Fury could not risk being outside against Otto Wallin. So Fury comes inside, didn't he? Fights the rest of the fight with his head practically up on Wallin's body. When hurt, Tyson Fury comes inside. He's comfortable inside. The Steve Cunningham fight, and that's the blueprint fight we're going to talk about here. After he gets knocked down, he gets up and he comes inside. He did not want to stay outside and trade with the cruiser. And that was in a fight where he wasn't cut. So the challenge, and it's a big challenge, that Derek Chisora faces is Derek can't be too close to Tyson Fury. He also can't allow Tyson Fury to be too far away from him. The question with Tyson Fury is, can he handle and thrive mid-range? Now there is a fight. I want people to look up the John McDermott fight. McDermott somehow finds a way to keep the fight at mid-range for stretches. And he outboxes Tyson Fury for stretches of that fight. Now, Tyson Fury is a guy who is emotionally volatile. Right? He's the guy who needs to be making faces at you. Right? He's a bit of a freak. I compared him to Terence Crawford, but understand, Terence Crawford's not going to try to lick his opponent, which is what Fury did in the Wilder rematch. Right? Tyson Fury is that jazz musician, think Miles Davis, who can turn his back to the audience. He's that caught up in the music. Right? Tyson Fury loves to box. He gets so caught up in boxing that he forgets about the crowd. I believe he even forgets about the round. Right? So he's hanging around Vladimir Klitschko in the 12th round of a fight he's already won. He's hanging around Deontay Wilder in the 12th round of a fight he's already won, the first fight. right? I think Tyson Fury gets carried away in fights, right? It's a bit of an emotional roller coaster for him. He's not the clinician some fighters are, where they're just connecting the dots and saying, what do I have to do to win? Floyd Mayweather, right? No, Tyson Fury, again, the jazz guy, right? He's into the fight. He starts to forget some of the details. So I want people to look closely at that Steve Cunningham fight. I believe the hole in Fury's game, and it's going to be there for the Usyk fight. I'm not buying Fury's comments about him being too small. I believe it's the fighters who are too small who give Tyson Fury problems. Right? Smaller, agile guys who can follow him. In other words, Tyson Fury backs away. Unlike Vladimir Klitschko, Steve Cunningham followed him. Cunningham kept the fight at mid-range. Cunningham is throwing a big right hand. That's his game plan. The right hand that drops Fury is not the first right hand Cunningham's thrown in that fight. Cunningham is loading up on rights from early. Clearly, he looked at the film and he saw a hole in Tyson Fury's game. Right? So understand, he is following Fury. He's keeping himself within range to throw his right hand. Cunningham didn't have Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury level ring coverage. So he had to stay within range to throw his right hand. He finally lands the right hand. It's kind of like a combination cross and hook, right? It's not an overhand right from, across the street. And it hits Fury. Now, when it hits Fury, I want people to look at the film. Fury's not defensively prepared for it because in mid-range, he doesn't have his defense fully figured out. Up close he does, right? He's leaning on you. He knows how to place his elbow on your arm as you're throwing it, right? He knows how to smother one arm. He can grapple with you. From long range, his height and his legs and his rhythm allow him to lean back and take the sting out of your shots. Mid-range, it's more uncertain. To win this fight, Derek Chisora is going to have to channel Steve Cunningham. He can't decide to just crash the pocket like he tried in both of the earlier Tyson Fury fights, like he did against Parker, like he did against Usyk, like he did against David Haye. That doesn't work against Tyson Fury. One of Fury's strengths is his inside game. Rather, what Chisora is going to have to do is to leave himself a little room. Now understand, it has to be episodic. There has to be about an arm's length worth of space between the two fighters. Chisora can't trade with Tyson Fury, right? That's near hopeless. What he has to do is to just decide he's going to throw 3 to 4 big right hands at mid-range per round. And he has to throw the right hand in a way that it takes him out of the pocket. Look at the angles in the Steve Cunningham fight. You'll notice that Cunningham, who Fury correctly has called a great cruiserweight champion, right? Cunningham is mindful of the spacing and where he is in the fight. The difference between Cunningham and McDermott is Cunningham was the better athlete, right? Cunningham's a better athlete than Tyson Fury. Moves faster than him. Got news for the British. Usyk's a better athlete than Tyson Fury. So Cunningham is able to move and put himself in position. And Cunningham's ready for Fury's defensive lapses. That's what Derek Chisora has to do, right? If he throws his left hand, it needs to be to just set up the right, right? And he needs to find a way to kind of have his hands up so when he throws the right hand, if Fury comes back with a counter, something is between Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury. He can't allow Fury to get deep in the pocket like he allowed Fury to do in both fights. In other words, he needs to clinch, he needs to turn Fury, he needs to move away to the middle of the ring. His golden moments, because there seem to be defensive lapses with Tyson Fury, when he's transitioning from in-the-pocket Fury to outside Fury, or outside Fury to in-the-pocket Fury. Chisora needs to be ready for every transitional period mid-range. In the third Deontay Wilder fight, one of the knockdowns, I believe it's the last knockdown that Wilder has, and that's the knockdown that hurt Fury the most in his career. Right? The second knockdown of the first Wilder fight, Fury blacks out. But when Fury comes to, you get the feeling Fury's completely lucid. Not so in the third fight. Deontay Wilder appears to shorten a right hand. Right? He doesn't fully extend his hand. This is obviously a punch he's been working on because it's the punch he hits Helenius with. He hits Fury with that shot, and Fury goes down hard. I would argue that that knockdown by Wilder, coupled with the Cunningham knockdown, are close to the same punch. Right? They're right hands thrown at mid-range. If I'm Derek Chisora, that's the punch I'm thinking of. Right? When Fury is too close to you to just lean back and have the shot wave by him, or have the shot hit him but not have the force. Right? That Fury, don't even engage him when he's too far away from you. Right? When he's up on you, you can't even extend your arms. But mid-range, you have an opportunity. Right? If he's coming in the pocket, you need to get ready to throw at that moment. If he's backing away from the pocket, you need to get ready to throw at that moment. He's shown a vulnerability to right hands. Let me just say to the Usyk crowd, your guy's a southpaw. There's uncertainty in that fight. Right? Chisora's right-handed. He needs to abandon the strategy he's been using of attacking guys from the opening bell. And he needs to be clinical here. Right? Set up mid-range moments. Don't try to box Fury. You're not going to win a decision. Just load up on right hands and let it rip. Don't give Fury an opportunity to get too close to you or too far from you. Go for the knockout. In my opinion, the only chance Derek Chisora has in this fight is a puncher's chance. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. If Fury's throwing a jab to control distance, which he does, you want to knock it down with your left hand. Right? If Fury is just reaching his hand out, which he does, and touching you without throwing a punch, you need to make sure the ref knows that Fury is engaging in prohibited tactics. Right? You can't do that. You either throw a punch or you don't. You can't measure a guy. You cannot allow the Deontay Wilder rematch to develop. So Chisora needs to think about a mid-range right hand up top. Right? Mid-range right hand up top. He's fighting a fighter who, quite frankly, is hard to hurt to the body. right? You're going to have to knock him down to take his title, right? Let me also say, too, when Fury gets off the canvas, don't crash the pocket to finish him. What you want to do, even when Fury is hurt, is try to set up your next mid-range opportunity. Right? Fury has gotten up from 4 knockdowns, courtesy of Deontay Wilder. He got up from the Steve Cunningham knockdown. He's been knocked down by another fighter whose name escapes me. He got up from that. Right? Fury is great at recovering. What you want to do to win on the scorecards is to knock him down in multiple rounds and to stay close enough to him where he has to think about your right hand and his defense at mid-range. I think Fury wins the fight. I consider him one of the greats, right? But let's remember, Ali got knocked down in multiple fights. Joe Louis lost to Max Schmeling. Jess Willard beat Jack Johnson, right? This is boxing. Even the greats have had tough moments, right? In a different weight class. Let's remember HBO scored the Castillo-Mayweather fight for Castillo. Let's remember Zab Judah knocked down Floyd Mayweather. The ref missed it, right? Consider the fact that Mean Machine knocked down Terence Crawford, right? Callum Johnson knocked down Arthur Peterbiev. In boxing, great fighters have been knocked down. Derek Chisora needs to make it his mission to have his right hand ready for mid-range moments and to knock down Tyson Fury multiple times. Right? Don't allow Fury to get so deep in the pocket that you're getting hit with uppercuts like Dillian Whyte did. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Let me close by saying Tyson Fury stopped Deontay Wilder twice. Tyson Fury stopped Dillian Whyte. Right? Derek Chisora gets awfully tired, and I mean awfully tired, later in fights. Right? If there is not a knockdown of Tyson Fury by the start of the 7th round, I'm not sure this fight goes the distance. The fighters are too familiar. Tyson Fury is getting surgical in his older age, right? He knows what it takes. Derek Chisora, quite frankly, has had to hang on in some fights. He ran out of gas against David Haye, and you were in the middle of that fight. Chisora gets hit. In your betting portfolio, Tyson Fury by stoppage has to be one of the options. Derek Chisora by stoppage has to be one of the options. I believe Tyson Fury wins this fight. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.